So we fly over here and we see the upgrade that I made to it. First thing you can see, well, the first two things you can see is the bridge. We'll get to that in a minute. Hello and welcome back. Before we start the video, I want to just take a moment to thank everyone that liked the last video and subscribed to the channel. Really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to leave comments. All comments are welcome, even the bad ones. Right, so as you can see behind me here is the ship I was talking about from the original game before the game went into alpha. When it was still in early access. And we'll take a look at the ship now. It's this one. It's basically the big mining hauler. Well, I call it the mining. I can't really remember if the ship had a name in the game files. It's just called Mining 3. So it's not like the other mining ships. You have the mining transport and that, you know. So it's just called Mining 3 in the game file. So I'm just gonna call it the heavy mining hauler, because this thing has 18 large cargo containers in it. So it's pretty big. Just 2 large refineries in it. You have a missile turret and a Gatling turret on the bottom there. You have one Gatling turret on the other side of the ship, and you have another missile turret and a Gatling turret on the top of the ship. Now it has pretty minimal thrust. You have 4 large ions to push it. We've only got 2 to stop it. So really want more thrusters on the front to stop the ship. We all like to get going, but I think we like to stop equally as quick as we can go. But anyway, I digress. This is the front of the ship here. You have 4 landing gears, obviously for clamping onto other vessels, to either one, push them around, or 2, maybe salvage them. It's in the mining faction colors that's on the server. Or sorry, not on the server. That's in the game. With the NPC colors. So you see, it's pretty boxy and square, like for sharp corners and all that, which I don't really like. I like to change all that. So we'll take a look at the inside of it here. So let's turn on the HUD so we can see what I'm doing. So we click on this and we look for the rotor. There's no buttons panels in the game as well back then. I don't remember there being button panels back then. Maybe there was, but they're not on this ship. Oh, there was. There we go. There's button panels there. Yeah. Right. So this is the main landing bay. That's the one. This will be the main landing bay in the ship. Where if you have a small mining vessel, I mean, you can just fly it in, land in here, or if you have a small vessel like a fighter or a drone or whatever, you come into here. Nowhere really for the dock onto, just landing gear straight onto the deck. So with the large reactor here, literally nothing, just a door for the reactor to access it. So we come down here to this small door here. Oh, there's your remote control. So back when you eventually got into the ship after being pummeled by missiles and bullets from the Gatling guns, and you finally get by this internal turret here, this is where you had to grind down to capture the ship. That's the remote control. So we go through this little door here, and this is the main cargo hold storage section. All the cargo containers and the refineries, 2 large refineries at that. Pretty bare. Just your flooring, couple of windows here so you can see down into it. Before the windows were in the game, this was just a hole. There was nothing here. So the ship was slightly redesigned a little bit when the windows come into the game, because at the start the only windows we had were the it's like the vent windows, and that was it. So when the glass windows come into the game, the ship was redesigned with these, and the routers, because the routers weren't in the game either at the start. So we'll go in here. There was no ladders, no stairs. You had the ramps and that, but to get up, what people used to do was turn the passageway blocks on the side to make it like a lift or an elevator. If you're American, you want to call it an elevator. We'd come across the catwalk here and we go up here. This is where the bridge is. Well, there you go. This is the bridge. Small, claustrophobic. A sea just plonked in front of a spotlight. You can see it's a nice-ish looking ship. You know, all the cargo containers exposed. A lot of square edges on it. So we come back out. We come down here to this level, and we come out this way. And this is the other entrance into the ship. Was through this door here, on top. Now, that's the bog standard basic version. So we fly over here and we'll see the upgrade that I made to it. First thing the first two things you can see is the bridge. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is the front section here. So what I done was widened everything by a block here, and we put these large magnetic plates on. Now I never really find the use for these in the game when I'm playing. You know, they look like they should be animated. Like if you use this as a landing gear, for example, let's say here, like that's a landing gear, and you land, this looks like it should be animated, where this will all compress to absorb the shock and the weight of the ship landing. To me, that's what it looks like. Could be wrong. But anyway, we took out the 4 landing gears and put these in because I think it looks much better. And we add a bit of pipe work on the side here, grable it up a bit. Change out the standard blocks that were holding this on to the beam blocks. Again, like I always do, making it look like they're clamped on. Add a bit of detail to the hull, just to take the flat look off it. Got rid of the squared edges. You can't really notice it with this ship compared to that one, but everything here is pushed out one block because this ship is now airtight. So what I done was I took all 3 cargo containers and the thrusters, and I pushed them out one block, and I put a wall straight down behind them there to give us the airtightness on the inside of the ship. So we've changed the thrusters from the standard thrusters to the warfare thrusters, because I think these look very nice. I'd love it if they gave us a industrial ion thruster, the way they gave us the industrial hydrogen thruster. You know what I mean? Just for a bit of to give us a bit extra detail in the ships and all that. Now, don't get me wrong, these are a lovely thruster, but I think, you know, if they give us industrial ions, or if they give us industrial hydrogens, why not give us industrial ions? I know we're a sad bunch of gamers. We ask for a lot, but fair play to Kane, they give us a lot of what we ask for. Right, so here we go. Here's the entrance into the main hangar bay. Done away with the rotor door. As you can see, putting airtight hangar doors, the windowed airtight hangar doors. Added a bit of greeble in here with pipes, some running lights across the top there. Added some extra little interior turrets. Some of these just decorative blocks here, just to liven the ship up a bit. And to open this door, we come to this button here, and we open. As you can see with the venting there, this is all airtight. So we close that back down. Now, same size. We added in 2 connectors for whatever you want. You could have repair drones, mining drones, or just a small mining vessel that you can operate yourself. You can have 2 of them in here. It's pretty decent size bay for 2 small ships, or one large small grid mining ship would fit in here. We've remodeled the reactor room. So we have 4 small industrial reactors, 1 large industrial reactor. And some of the nice decorative seating here from the last update. So we changed out the small door there because it looked a bit silly to the large gate. Because again, this is a mining vessel, so you want it to look a bit industrial. So we put a button panel here to open the door. We come in. We still kept the 2 larger furnaces, didn't change them out, they're the same. We added in a survival kit. Because a lot of the other NPC ships tend to have survival kits on them that you can capture. But when you capture the ship, bam, you have a survival kit. Again, the original ship was built before the survival kit was a thing, so we changed out the floors, the inset lights, had the Sparks of the Future floors down because I think they're actually nice. There's a light there that we have on them, leads us in. We changed all the catwalks to the great catwalk and the scaffold blocks, holding everything up. Again, just for the whole industrialization look. Now, so we go in here. I'm not going to climb the ladder because it takes too long. We'll fly up to the next level. And we've another vent there. There's a vent down there behind the gravity generator. And we have some turrets for protection. So this turret here guards that door. This turret here guards that door. So we come around here and we go up. Again, I'm not going to climb the ladder, it takes too long. We go up here. We have 2 inset cryo chambers because this ship doesn't have jump drives. So it's going to take a while to get from planet to planet. And we have these new corridor blocks, or passageway blocks that were put in the last update, I think. So we have the windows here so you can see out into space. And we come to the bridge. Again, bridge fully pressurized. Well, it was until I opened the door. And again, we've all these decorative blocks here. None of these button panels are set up. You can set them to control the lights, open doors. You can set them up to control the magnetic plates on the front of the ship. You know, so it's a much more spacious bridge. And again, like these new, what do you call it, bay windows? These new windows that were put in the last update actually give the ship a bit of, again, I'm going for the industrialized look because it's a mining ship, but these give it a more industrial look. So that's the bridge. We'll head back down. And now we'll go out this door here instead. We use the hatch doors and the half hatch doors to create a small airlock. Now we kept the same colour scheme as the original ship. We just changed it from the standard armour to the battered armour. Again, for the whole used industrial dirty look, you can see the rust stains on the armour paneling. And we give it a bit more greybly with the pipe work here. The armour panels, just to give a bit of detail to the ship. We added some extra weaponry on as well. Like we've an artillery turret here. We've 2 what are these called again? Assault cannons on the underneath. We kept all the original turrets and rocket launchers. Again, everything on the back here with the beam blocks, make it all look clamped together. Just for that extra bit. The more detail you can put into your ships when you're building them, the better. I don't know if Keenata designed this ship, because this is again back in 2013, 2014. But a lot of the remodels he done on the likes of the big red ship and the big blue ship, like for the Warfare 2 update, one of the Warfare updates, and he redone the ships, and they look fantastic. Right, but as I always do when I do the remodels, like this is your straight up 1-for-1 remodel with the new updates, like the new bridge, everything, and kept the iron. So as I always do, I do a hydrogen version. Now I'm not going to do the full tour on the inside because it's the exact same, for the exception of one thing is when we go into the ship, everything is the same for the exception of Jesus Christ. Everything is the same for the exception of this. Took out 4 large cargo containers and put in 4 large hydrogen tanks. That's the only difference to the inside of the ship. But we've changed all the thrusters to hydrogen. Now, because these are 3x3x4, because these are the industrial. These ones here are the standard. These are 3x3x3. So because of the size of them, we couldn't do the same thruster pack on the back. So we made a thruster. When I say we, I mean I made a thruster pack that's the same size as the large ion thrusters. So we've 6 O2 generators, 6 O2 generators, 6 industrial hydrogen thrusters, and the pipe work. Now that's the exact same size as them, so we were able to fit them all in. Now these 6 thrusters are almost as powerful as one of these. I think these are 7.2 kilonewtons of thrust, and these are 1.2 kilonewtons of thrust. So about 6.5 of these, 7 of these is around the same power as one of them. So the thrust wise, you have the same as using large on the back. And that's basically it. Now I've done a third version which is identical to this, for the exception of the thrusters on the side here. So what I done was, instead of taking the 4 large cargo containers out on the inside of the ship, I took them from the outside of the ship. So on the outside you have 6 large cargo containers, 3 on the other side. So I've taken the first 2 out on either side, and we've put a standard hydrogen tank in here because that has a connector port on all 6 sides. We pushed the thruster in to almost directly underneath the bridge, and we put one of the industrial hydrogen tanks on the side here, again having everything look like it's clamped on. That's the only difference between this ship and that ship, is the hydrogen storage placement and the 2 thrusters on the side. But that's it. So like I said at the start of the video, if you like what you see, like. If you have something to say, comment. And if you want to see more, just subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video, where it will be one of the other ships, a large ship like this as well, that was taken out of the game, that's going to be getting remodeled. So thank you again for watching, and see you next week.